For my pre-diabetics and diabetics, questions about alcohol are not uncommon. Questions like, can I have a drink? Or I'm going on a cruise and I'm thinking about getting the all-you-can-drink package. What do you think of that? Or are a couple of beers on the weekend safe for me to consume? So today we're going to talk about alcohol as it relates to diabetes and blood sugar levels. I'm going to talk about 5 truths about alcohol that most people are not aware of. I'm going to talk about what is safe, what level of alcohol is safe, and then I'm going to end with some practical tips for you to be able to consume alcohol in a relatively safe fashion. Now, alcohol in the past recent years, it's been talked about how there's no safe level of alcohol consumption and that nobody should have alcohol. It increases the risk of cancer and so on and so forth. But the fact is, alcohol has been consumed from time immemorial, since biblical times, wine and so on, and people will continue to consume alcohol indefinitely. I'll have a cocktail maybe from time to time. I'm not going to say I'm never going to have a cocktail or alcoholic beverage. So this is something that we have to essentially accept and be able to do it in a very safe fashion. So let's get into it. So the 5 truths. Truth number 1 about alcohol is that alcohol gets VIP treatment from your liver. So alcohol is seen as it's toxic. It's like a poison. And because it's seen by your body as a poison, more or less, your body is going to process it very rapidly. It's going to take priority for processing by your liver, and the other foods, the other things like your carbohydrates, your protein, and your fat, those will be on the back burner. And because your liver is going to prioritize the alcohol for processing, your blood sugar can stay high from the other foods that are absorbed into your bloodstream, because they have to wait until your liver takes care of the poison. If the alcohol isn't taken care of, then you can become intoxicated and things can be very bad. So that's number 1 truth. It is seen, it is given VIP treatment, alcohol, because it has to be eliminated before it builds up to toxic levels. Second truth about alcohol is that alcohol is absorbed very, very rapidly because it is absorbed right from your stomach. So the stomach generally is a holding chamber for your food, carbohydrates, proteins, fat. So all your food is going to be held in your stomach for 1 to 1.5 hours while it mixes with digestive enzymes and is pre-processed some before it moves down into the small intestines. And then from the small intestines, your food, the nutrients from your food will be absorbed into your bloodstream and head to the liver for processing. But alcohol is absorbed straight from your stomach. So alcohol doesn't get held in your stomach to be pre-digested by digestive enzymes and then move down into your small intestines. It's going to be absorbed straight from your stomach. So it's going to flood the liver all at once as you drink it. There's no holding period. And if that happens, it means that you can get intoxicated pretty quickly. And hence, you should be very, very mindful of not having alcohol on an empty stomach. If you drink alcohol on an empty stomach, there's nothing there to dilute it. It's going to get absorbed through your stomach and head straight to your liver. So that's the second truth about alcohol, right? Another thing that gets absorbed straight, most things don't get absorbed from the stomach because the stomach tight junctions are too tiny to allow passage of nutrients from your food. But alcohol, because it's of how it is, it can be absorbed. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs are also another one of those few things that can be absorbed: aspirin, ibuprofen, and so on. The third truth about alcohol for you to know as somebody who's concerned about your blood sugar and so on is that alcohol essentially, because your liver is going to drop everything else to process, package, and put away alcohol, make it more safe, it's going to not do other things. So if you're not eating, so say, for example, you're between meals, if there's like a 5-hour break between breakfast and lunch, for example, your body is going to maintain stable blood glucose levels because your liver is going to break down some of the stores, the glycogen stores, to trickle glucose into your system so your blood sugar levels don't drop. Now, if your liver is busy processing and putting away alcohol, processing it into safe metabolites, your liver is not going to be thinking about, oh, let's trickle some glucose into the system from glycogen. And for that reason, your blood glucose levels can drop if you're drinking a lot of alcohol, especially. And if your blood sugar levels drop, obviously, then that is dangerous because your brain is going to struggle and you can run into problems. All right, so that's the third truth about alcohol. Your liver cannot make keep up with making glucose between meals because it's too busy taking care of taking care of the alcohol. So one thing to know is that you shouldn't drink alcohol without eating. You have to eat first. Now, the fourth truth about alcohol and blood sugar levels is that alcohol is empty calories. So everybody probably knows that there's no nutritional benefit per se from alcohol, but it actually has energy benefits. So from our food we get nutrients and we also get energy. So glucose is a form of energy, but then we have other nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and so on and so forth. Alcohol itself is just empty calories. Now, to put this in perspective, 1 gram of carbohydrates is equal to 4 calories. 1 gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. 1 gram of alcohol is 7 calories. So you can see that you get quite a bit of calories or energy from alcohol, almost the same amount as from fat. Now, those calories have no nutrients. What happens with calories? If you don't burn them off instantly as you get them, then they get stored as fat for future use. So if you're drinking a lot of alcohol, getting all those calories, 7 calories per gram, and you're not burning it off, it's going to be stored away, and it gets stored preferentially as fat in your liver, right? So the calories, excess calories from alcohol get stored as fat in the liver. What happens if you get a lot of fat stored in your liver? You get fatty liver, and that fatty liver can worsen with the amount of alcohol that you drink. So actually diabetics, people who are alcoholic, they survive on alcohol. Alcoholics get fatty liver, and believe it or not, people who, let me not get into that point, but essentially let's just say here in this fourth truth, that when you have fatty liver, that actually causes you to have problems with your diabetes going forward. Another thing I should say too, because of the calorie dense nature of alcohol, you can get fat liver, but then you can also end up gaining weight. If your liver gets run with fat, then some of that fat can be stored elsewhere in your body, and it can contribute to weight gain. Now, the fifth truth about alcohol is related to this fourth truth about fatty liver. When you have fatty liver, and as fatty liver worsens, that actually makes your liver not respond as well to insulin. So having more and more fatty liver causes more and more insulin resistance. And then the worse insulin resistance gets, the higher your blood sugar gets, your blood glucose levels. And obviously that means that it worsens your diabetes control. Your diabetes gets worse and worse. Now, there's one thing for people who are alcoholic, they have a higher chance of becoming diabetic. And there's something called, this is kind of a big word, I don't like to use the big words too much on the videos, but it's hepatogenous diabetes, essentially diabetes that arises from liver dysfunction, particularly fatty liver in people who drink a lot of alcohol. So those are the 5 truths about alcohol and diabetes and blood sugar level. All right, quickly. 1, alcohol gets VIP treatment by your liver. 2, it is absorbed fast, very fast, straight from your stomach. 3, alcohol blocks your liver's ability to make glucose to keep your blood sugar levels normal. 4, alcohol is empty calories, so it can contribute to fatty liver and weight gain in general. And then 5, having the fatty liver from alcohol worsens insulin resistance and worsens your diabetes over time. Now, a common question, what is too much? How much alcohol is too much? Generally speaking, the recommended amount is no more than 1 drink of alcohol per day for a woman, and no more than 2 drinks of alcohol for a man. Men have more of the alcohol breakdown enzyme, alcohol dehydrogenase, and so men can break down more alcohol than women, just naturally because of the makeup of their bodies, all right? But obviously drinks are, they're different depending, like it depends on how much alcohol, depending on if it's beer or if it's brandy and so on and so forth. Suffice it to say, roughly speaking, so as not to overwhelm your liver terribly, don't have 2 drinks per hour. So 1 drink per hour. If you're having, I don't know, it's a big party, or you're on or you can drink cruise and you just pop in, drink 1 drink after the next. When you're drinking multiple drinks, like more than 1 drink per hour, that's definitely going to overwhelm your liver and you're going to struggle. So the more you drink, the worse it's going to be for you in general. All right, now everybody's different, like we always say, so different strokes to different strokes, different folks, and the liver process is working differently for different people. Practical tips though. How can you take this information that I'm talking about, and if and when you choose to drink, how can you do it in a relatively safe way? Well, let's talk about 6 things, right? Number 1, never drink on an empty stomach. Just don't drink on an empty stomach. Have something in there so that it dilutes whatever alcohol you're taking, and the alcohol is going to trickle in slowly across the stomach wall because it has to get past whatever else is in your stomach, right? Number 2, avoid sugary cocktails. So if you're having alcohol, try not to have too much just sweeter mixed alcoholic drinks, because two things. One, you're more likely to consume more of the alcoholic beverage because it's sweet. So when something is sweet, you're going to drink more because it tastes better. And then 2, because you're consuming the alcohol with sugar, your sugar is more likely to be higher and stay higher for longer, because your liver is going to be processing the alcohol first before the sugar in the mixed drink. Number 3, you should definitely go out of your way to stay hydrated. Alcohol is a diuretic. It causes you to lose more water from your kidneys, and if you're dehydrated, that's also going to make your blood sugar levels worse. It's going to make your body struggle more. So definitely make sure you drink enough water during the times, especially when you're consuming alcohol. 4, when you're having alcohol, drink slowly. So we alluded to this earlier. Sip your drink slowly. Don't drink too quickly and be quick to refill your drink. Just drink slowly so you have a slow trickle of the alcohol into your system, so your liver has time to process it as it comes in rather than be overwhelmed. And then 5, especially if you're a diabetic, you should check your blood sugar levels before you go out drinking and then after. So before, to make sure you're not too high or too low, and then after as well, because afterwards, if you didn't eat enough, your sugar can actually drop pretty low. And depending on how well your diabetes is controlled or uncontrolled, or how long you've had diabetes for, you might actually not be able to pick up to notice the signs that your blood sugar is dropping, and it can get to dangerous levels before you realize it. All right. Ultimately, if you're going to have alcohol or want to be able to enjoy alcohol from time to time as you get on with life, you should go out of your way to make sure that your blood glucose levels are well controlled, your diabetes is well controlled. When your diabetes is well controlled, or if you've managed to reverse it somehow, if you've managed to reverse your prediabetes, you can handle some of these things. You can handle some of these indulgences every now and then. And if you want help to bring your blood sugar levels under control, back up your diabetes, reverse your diabetes, I invite you to read my book, Beaming Health, my Amazon bestseller, Beaming Health, Master Your Blood Glucose Levels Without Food Deprivation by Unlocking 4 Simple Metabolism Secrets. It's available on Amazon or on the book website, beaminghealthbook.com. Thank you for watching this video, and if you choose to have an alcoholic beverage, please do so safely. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.